Sister wives. Meri, Christine, and Janelle were not ideal wives. Kody Brown's exes failed him. The sister wives, though perhaps his ex-girlfriends aren't so innocent. Kody Brown has been likened to Darth Vader and Satan. Janelle, Christine, and Meri let him down. OVRVIU. The women on Sister Wives Season 18 had a platform to voice their grievances, but the episode was tainted with hostility and damaged bonds. Meri Brown ought to have given up on attempting to keep their marriage together after realizing that Kody didn't love her. Their relationship fell apart as a result of Janelle Brown's inability to abide by Kody's stringent COVID-19 regulations. Christine Brown's relationship with Kody was wrecked by her inability to let go of Robin and her jealousy. Star of Sister Wives Kody Brown is known for acting like a loser, but perhaps Meri, Janelle, and Christine Brown were even worse. Off-screen, Christine has already remarried to David Woolley, and these women are his official ex-spouses. The patriarch's ex-wives are currently criticizing him harshly on the internet. Christine mocked him on Instagram by sporting a "I tried polygamy" t-shirt. She was quite critical of Kody in Season 18, stating clearly that she thought he was a complete failure as a husband and father. While the cameras were rolling, Janelle let her frustrations run wild, and Meri always looked worn out when she was around the grumpy polygamist. The reason Sister Wives Season 18 so intriguing was that it gave Kody's women a genuine voice. The dynamics of the Brown household are greatly strained by pandemic-related problems. It was particularly difficult for Kody and Janelle's relationship, which wasn't entirely stable prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. The women's ability to express themselves honestly was a good thing because holding emotions in may be harmful, but the atmosphere as a whole wasn't great. Even the marriage between Kody and Robin, his queen, felt sacrosanct. Although Kody's ex-wives aren't perfect, they aren't the main source of his problems in his multiple marriages either. They too are sinners. Meri Brown disregarded Kody Brown's indications. When Kody Brown was clearly not into it, Meri Brown persisted in trying. Meri wasn't always a monster, but her ignorance was purposeful. She didn't appear to see Kody's extremely obvious hidden messages for years. He was clearly showing Meri that he had no feelings for her in a million different ways. Not only that, but Kody didn't extend to her the more platonic bond he shared with Janelle. Meri ought to have realized a long time ago that she and Kody had no connection at all. She persisted in attempting to make things work, either because she believed herself or for other reasons. She put a lot of effort into pushing an unattainable goal until it became absurd, so it was quite a relief when she eventually abandoned her spiritual partnership. It's intriguing that steadfast Christians like Meri chose to get a divorce, as did the rest of the Brown family. In communities of plural marriage, divorce is not forbidden, but it is not recommended. It is also not something that the Bible endorses. Many who practice polygamy claim to do so for religious reasons, but it's possible that they have additional motivations. It's possible that the woman wants to be in charge and the male wants to rule over her. Though everyone is unique, Meri did appear to be someone who wanted to be guided. She always had a rather timid demeanor. Meri ought to have pushed for her cause harder, but meek doesn't automatically equate to weakness. She just took it when Kody wounded her so many times. Robin also acted rather passive-aggressively towards her fellow sister wife, although appearing to be the latter's confidant. Meri's feelings appeared to waver down because she was too hesitant to actually let them all out on her husband and his favorite wife. In what is intended to be a passionate relationship, it's better to have a fight and sort things out than to plod along like a tired soldier. Kody should own up to the fact that her spiritual connection with Meri felt like 100 years' war. She appeared to be acting as though she didn't get his point of view. Naturally, Meri comprehended. There is a concept in warfare known as strategic patience. It's patiently waiting things out in order to eventually reach an objective. Meri was incredibly patient, but perhaps her objective wasn't to get nearer to Kody. Perhaps it was trying to ride the gravy train of sister wives for as long as possible. Janelle Brown wouldn't adhere to COVID-19 guidelines set by Kody Brown. Janelle Brown ought to have been more aware. Janelle disobeyed Kody's orders while knowing that he valued her extreme caution during the COVID-19 epidemic. She must have realized that being more careless than him would have repercussions, even though she had her own justifications. Unfortunately, because she and their children chose to abide by CDC instructions, Kody isolated himself from her during the pandemic. For Kody, their suggestions weren't sufficient. To be fair to Janelle, his guidelines were not very easy to adhere to. According to People, she stated, "Yes, some of these are excellent, but can't you just use alcohol wipes to clean your mail? I'm shocked when I look at these restrictions." The children's freedom was restricted by his rules. Kody gave the kids instructions to keep 10 feet between themselves and their pals. This was not well received. People can resume their normal lives now that the pandemic crisis has subsided. But when things got easier, the Brown family's conflicts persisted. Indeed, they grew more intense. Had Janelle obeyed Kody, who desired for his wife to conform to patriarchy again, perhaps their relationship could have been repaired at a time when his regulations were less stringent. Since Kody is a Capricorn, they have a strong sense of rules. Grassy Taurus, although Janelle and Kody are a perfect astrological match, she is just as stubborn as any other Taurus. She said that Kody forced her to pick between her children and him in light of the pandemic. That being said, there would have been no problem and no need for choosing if Janelle and her children had complied with his rules. Janelle became obstinate. After Kody went too far, she stuck to her guns, taking a stance on the entire pandemic issue and never straying from it. While Janelle is sensible and intelligent, Kelly desires Stepford wives. His tactics didn't seem reasonable to Janelle, which infuriated her. She refused to comply with his requests, and that was that. Janelle wouldn't play ball in a plural marriage, where the male is meant to be the head of the home. This paved the way for what Kody believes to be another Brown women betrayal. Only Robin meets his exacting expectations. It was truly finished when Janelle revolted as a wife. It was only a question of time. Christine Brown desired Kody Brown's passion. Kody Brown's one and only love, Robin Brown. Aries women like intense passion, and Christine is a fiery Aries. Not fake romances, but the real deal. For the majority of them, cheating is unacceptable. As a matter of fact, deceit will drive people insane. She was really envious of Kody, but she would never have betrayed him. All she desired was true love. A woman with this disposition is obviously not a good fit for polygamy. Christine ought to have realized long ago that she wasn't suited for this strange way of life. For Robin, having her man was like living in a hellish nightmare. Robin's arrival into the family dashed Christine's expectations and dreams. Even though Christine was aware that she was married to multiple people, the emotional reality of having a new, younger wife replace her merely hurt. She wasn't really ready for that. It's unlikely that even Kody anticipated how profoundly falling in love with Robin would impact his life, as well as his dynamic with the other women. Kody experienced a magical moment when he met Robin. He was helpless in the face of pure love like this. Even if it damaged his relationships with his other spouses, Kody would stop at nothing to win Robin's affection. Indeed, it did. This kind of passionate abandonment was directed towards Christine, as well as Janelle and Meri. Emotionally distant from Christine, Kody was acting like a teenager who was infatuated with Robin. It's a lovely type of love. It simply isn't appropriate in several marriages. It's a destroyer in that situation, tearing apart a family like a wildfire. Conversely, Christine was expected to suppress her feelings under the pretext of divine suffering that places women in submissive relationships. She endured suffering in public. Christine lacked tact or common sense. In a home where she had to keep associating with the other ladies, especially Robin, she would publicly display her envy. Christine knew she was in a scenario where other wives were involved, but she couldn't control her jealousy. That's her issue, and Kody most likely holds her accountable for her lack of restraint. All of this doesn't matter now, though, because Christine found her real thing. She is no longer concerned with Kody's opinions or the people he loves. That is truly fortunate. Naturally, Kody Brown is also deserving of blame. Favoritism damaged Kody's multiple marriage. Kody was defeated by his own vulnerabilities. Everybody has shortcomings and areas of blindness. Robin was the reason Kody frequently went so low with her. He is deeply in love with Robin, and despite the fact that he has been irritating her during season 18, she appears to be in love with him as well. She revealed off-screen that she desired monogamy with him once the season began to tape. For Robin, who had spent years posing as the poster child for plural marriage, It was akin to an unveiling. The majority of Robin's problems stemmed from Kody breaking family norms by kissing her before marriage and helping her choose a wedding gown, things he never done for other wives. The issue is that, in addition to emotionally ignoring his 3 non-Robin spouses, he also appeared to prefer his children with Robin. He approached Robin too closely. Kody shoved the others away. At times, he gave off the impression of being a particularly grumpy, impolite, and critical person, as if he suffered from a severe case of narcissism that made him appear flawless in himself. He never appeared to find his place in anything. It seemed like Kody denigrated women who weren't Robin, conducting missions to identify flaws in his character. He had children with these women. For years, they carried out his orders. That's what he wanted, so they turned against each other. Like his wives, he was not perfect. It seems as though he was attempting to dehumanize his previous spouses, as if a part of him had known that the family would inevitably fall apart. He may make a smoother break later by chasing these ladies and making them feel inferior to themselves. There would be no turning back due to the intense animosity. It's clear that Kody began emotionally harming the others because he didn't love them, even if he may not have been aware of what he was doing at the time. When it was just him and Robin, he made difficulties so it would be easy to forget them. Season 18 of Sister Wives illustrates the psychological perils of polygamy. Plural marriage is more than just a peculiar decision from a bygone era. People may become traumatized as a result of this circumstance. Every wife in Season 18 appeared to be under stress. Even Janelle, who was usually really calm, was really tense. Before Janelle truly loses it, she needs to be provoked to a quite extreme degree. She is a Taurus, and the bull is her sign. Imagine a matador in front of an animal, waving a red scarf. What takes place after that? That animal loses it all. The end was inevitable for this multiple marriage, but the agony seemed never-ending. Even now, the Browns seem unable to stop talking about what has transpired, maybe in an attempt to garner attention, or maybe for more genuine reasons. They repeat it online and on screen even after it's over. Kody, Robin, Meri, Janelle, and Christine will have truly changed when they no longer discuss the hardships they have faced. They will constantly be drawn back into the past till then. Strangely, it appears that Kody is the one who is most in pain, but he's definitely got his little violin out. Although Kody might overstate or misrepresent his feelings, it's possible that the ex-partners occasionally act in a similar way. They have known which way the wind was blowing for centuries. It is truly impossible for them to have evaded the harsh realities. Although Kody loved Robin, he lied about his disregard of them. The whole world could see the truth. Therefore, even though Kid is the overt devil in Sister Wives Season 18, there aren't actually any angels there. It's basically a depressing story of devastation. Everyone was occasionally misbehaving.